So everyone's probably heard by now that 23andMe is filing for bankruptcy. So what does that mean? We know this lady, right? This is Anne Wojcicki, and she is one of the founders of 23andMe, a billionaire in her own right. She is the sister of Susan Wojcicki that died just, I think, it was either last year or the year before, and she was the CEO of YouTube. So here's the thing about this. She stepped down, which puts her in a position to then bid again to buy the company. A lot of millionaires file bankruptcy, or billionaires too. Just look at Trump organization, how many times he filed for Chapter 11. Also, a lot of DNA companies, including probably Ancestry&Me, have probably, and this is a huge allegation, this isn't truthful, but I'm alleging here that they could have been sold already. All this has done is create a bunch of panic. Now here's the thing, they are operating in a way that's saying, okay, if you go in and you opt out of this and you say you want to remove your data, you can do so. But I'm totally with some of the people that were over on Facebook that are grown-ups that have been around this planet a long time. Who gives a shit? They aren't going to be able to do anything with someone's spit. Hospitals and labs have loads of blood. No one questions that. Same people that think they could be tracked by an implanted microchip but carry their phones everywhere with them. So this is the process right here. Obviously, you can go ahead and screenshot this on how to remove your data. And trust me, the thing is, I agree that it is kind of a sketchy thing, but many people that actually give their data over like this willingly just don't give a shit. All right, we don't give a shit. Let's just be real. Who is going to actually want to clone me? Who wants this problem multiplied? I did 23andMe not by my own will, but because I had a friend that sent me the kit and was like pushing and pushing for me to do it. And I was actually kind of like impressed with some of the feedback that I got and being able to find some relatives that I didn't even know were actually second and third cousins that were living right next to me. But I do want to give an interesting story about this. I was talking to a neighbor the other day, and he said that right down on our street, some guy turned in his DNA through 23andMe, and they arrested him. Guy handed in he did it himself. No one did it for him. He gave his 23andMe data in and was found on grape charges in California, raping multiple women. So, you know, if you have something to hide, this is definitely not for you. And anything at this point, handing over data, if you're poor, I mean, what are they going to do? Trust me, they're not trying to replicate you. Fun fact, the people who actually gave their spit to 23andMe to be analyzed, there were two options. You could do a medical option or just a straightforward, gene mapping. And the medical option is where I think it's going to be kind of sus for me, because I didn't do that portion. I just did the basic gene mapping to get your, where your ancestry is from. Medical portion is where they can then, or the corporation that buys this, possibly BlackRock, when they buy this, they could probably use this information to, deny coverage, to not hire you for jobs. That's the scary part. But again, back to my point about, we go to hospitals, we give our blood, which is way more than a spit test, all right? We give our blood over. There's people that give samples of their skin and all sorts of things. So if you don't believe that, and this is all opinion, right? I don't want this video to be no legal thing. My opinion is, I'm pretty damn sure with the way our governments are corrupt, that there's a strong possibility that all of us are in the system to some extent, and they already have everything they want and need on us anyway. And this was just an easy peasy way to get your authorization to validate that, yes, you want your information to be mapped. That's why the medical portion, sorry for the people that opted into the medical stuff and consented to that, because now they can say, you are predisposed to this diagnosis. You're possibly going to get MS or whatever disease. You know what I'm saying. Anyways, you guys tell me what you think, and remember to think for yourself, and have a great day.